Carolyn Jaynes, JAYNES.com. With that, Carolyn.
Oh, hello. Good morning. I am so excited to be here with all of you. I've been doing this out in San Diego, California for the last 3 years, and I just moved back home to Minnesota. So I'm super excited since our whole theme is about community, and I've got my tribe of ladies with me today. My daughter, my cousin, my mom, and my aunt are all here. So thank you all for being here. It's really a pleasure, and I'm super excited about being here. So we're going to be talking about miracles, spirit signs, and divine intervention. Now, some of you have already had some of these experiences. Some of you may have had them and forgot about them, and some of you are going to start having them as a result of being more aware of them in your life. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I would not want to talk about anything else. So here's what we're hoping to accomplish this morning: to increase your belief in your faith, okay? To uplift and inspire you to look deeper into yourself and to your own life, to know what to look for so you will find it, to increase your receptivity to miracles and signs, so you'll be like a satellite dish receiving what you want, and to raise your energy vibration to attract the best life experiences that you could possibly have on this earth plane, to receive all those helpful nudges, guidance, love, and protection that you have, so giving you access to that spiritual realm so that you can benefit from it. Sprinkles from heaven. What's a sprinkle from heaven? It's one of those unexpected blessings that come down. You're not expecting it. Here it comes. You can't explain it. It's some kind of a blessing or a sign that we weren't thinking could happen. It couldn't be possible, and then it happens. That's kind of a miracle, right? So miracles are those extraordinary events, not something ordinary, it's like a sign of divine intervention in our affairs. It's a marvel, something that we could not foresee. Raise your hand if you feel like you've ever had a miracle happen in your life. Oh, look at that. Miracles abound everywhere. And you yourself are a miracle. Think about it. How did you come together with all those molecules and everything? All your gifts and talents. You're a miracle. So what is a spiritual sign? It can be anything that is personally meaningful to you, some kind of a compelling experience that gives you an emotional response where you are, without a doubt, having a sign from the other side. It's so uniquely powerful and personally meaningful to you that there's no doubt. So I'm going to share one of my stories from a long time ago. It's from Sprinkles from Heaven. So bear with me. Route 66. After working hard to learn all the new song lyrics for a San Diego rhythm and blues band I had just joined, I was feeling discouraged as a new singer. I had just moved to the West Coast alone, and I missed my family and longtime friends who still lived in Minnesota. I was afraid my singing career was a naive, silly dream, and I desperately needed some direction. Have you ever needed direction in your life and prayed for it? Okay. I was taking a leisurely walk along the Pacific Beach Boardwalk when I thought, am I on the right path? Am I supposed to be in California pursuing a singing career? Please, God, give me a sign and let me know if I'm doing the right thing. I asked God this question and then became aware of a jogger running past me. He wore a white t-shirt that had a Route 66 logo on the back. I began to cry in recognition of this personal symbol. It was one of the band songs I was rehearsing in my headphones. The lyrics also marked the highway's city points all the way from the Midwest to California. It was the route I had taken to get to San Diego. I received the perfect answer with that sign addressing both of my burning questions in that one fleeting glimpse. I went back to my diligent practice, now content I was on the right track. Now, do you see how pivotal that can be in a person's life to ask for a sign and get it? It helped me to live my dreams, because since then I have actually been singing professionally for 20 years. I've done 1,000 shows at hundreds of senior living communities. But at that moment, if I hadn't gotten a sign, I might have given up and just come home. But I didn't. I asked for help from the spirit realm, and I got it. And it really helped me to follow my dreams. And I know you have dreams too. So why not access some of those signs and blessings that we can get? When you have a strong feeling that something is a sign from above, trust that feeling and feel the love. There is so much love in the spiritual realm for you. But if we cut ourselves off from it, we're not going to have access to it. So I'm going to teach you how to raise your vibration so that you will have more access to those miracles. Some people think I'm just lucky. I'm not lucky. I'm aligning myself with the spiritual realm so that I can benefit from it in my life. And I'm not special. Anybody can do this. It's just like learning a new musical instrument or learning a new language. It just takes some practice. Anybody can do it. So these are some of the signs that people have experienced. They've seen them, they've heard them, they've smelled them, and they've felt them. See if any of these ring true for you. Do you ever find little pennies from heaven? Coins, dimes, right? My friend says she gets dimes. I said I get pennies. I guess she got a raise. Hummingbirds, you ever see them come right up to your face, flittering around when there's no flowers around? You're like, what is this? But it gives you that little lift of, oh wow, maybe that's a sign for me, because it just made me feel really giddy and happy and joyful to see that. How about feathers on your path? Some people get them even on their pillow when there's not even a bird in the house. Explain that, right? Words seen on billboards. I know one time I was worried about my daughter moving to Hawaii alone. I'm thinking, is she going to be okay, God? Could you please give me a sign? And as we're sitting there having coffee, this moving truck goes by that says, Aloha Moving. She'll be just fine. Or another time I'm in San Diego wondering if I should go to Albuquerque, and I see another license plate that says, Hot, go. So I went. And then another time I was like, should I really be getting out there and talking about high vibe stuff? I don't know, it's kind of woo-woo and everything. And I saw another license plate that said, Fly high, CJ. Why not? Why not? So another thing I like to talk about is, I don't know what the word is for this, maybe you know, but I call it radio magic. You're thinking something, you're asking a question, and suddenly the radio or the TV or something answers your question. Another time I was going to class, and I was thinking, I wonder if my daughter's going to be okay in Vancouver by herself, because she was at college. And I heard on the radio, she'll be just fine. Oh my God, that's so freaky, you know. Or another time I was on my way to class, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be late, because this is one of those tough instructors that shuts the door on you if you're late and you can't get in. And I'm like, am I going to be on time? And I heard on the radio, you'll be right on time. And I'm like, oh my God, it's happening again. I mean, how can you deny when these things keep happening? I mean, I've got loads and logs of things, and I thought if I at least write them down, I can share them with other people to uplift and inspire you too, so you start seeing more of yours. So also there's overheard conversations. You know how you're in line to buy something and you hear people talking, and they might be talking exactly about what you're going through or thinking about. As I was walking along Lake Calhoun, sorry, I still call it Calhoun because I used to windsurf it all the time, and I was walking along there having a wonderful day, and I heard these two young women say, you're going to be going out of town next weekend. I was like, wow, it sounds like they're talking to me. And sure enough, I got home, my mom called me, can you drive me to Toma, Wisconsin next weekend? I said, yeah, I think I'm supposed to. Yeah, let's do that. So things like that, phone calls. You're thinking about somebody and they call you. Okay, we're connected. That's what this whole theme is about. These miracles a lot of times will come from other people. We need that connection to be aware and in the right zone so that we can receive those things from others. Pictures, flowers, animals, sounds. There are so many things. I could just do a whole class just on this. Scents, you know, maybe your grandmother loved lilacs, and maybe you feel her around you, and suddenly you smell lilacs, and it's just so clear that it's somebody from the other side coming to you. Getting those chills, watching lights turn on and off. We talked about license plates, bumper stickers, anything that means something to you. You're going to know because it's so personal. So what is serendipity? It's kind of a big word. It's similar to synchronicity, But it's good luck in finding things not sought for. It's a blessing. It's a gift. Okay? It's an unexpected, fortunate discovery. And as you can see, all the little good luck charms that we try to use to make things work out better for us are there. Some examples of serendipity are fateful events and perfect timing. I don't know how Spirit does this, puts the right people together at the right time. And I know that if we miss it the first time, it's going to come around again 2 or 3, maybe even 4 times if it's that important for you, okay? So you don't have to worry that, oh, maybe I wasn't there at the right time. It'll come again. Rendezvousing with the right person, having those feelings of déjà vu, I've been here before, or maybe I dreamed it and now it's happening to me. Those are all spiritual connection type experiences. Or just having that inner knowing. You know, how do you know that so-and-so's pregnant before they're showing? Or how do you know that family member's going to pass? You know, these are things that we can tune into, that inner knowing, and really trusting your intuition. If you don't take anything else away from this program today, the most important thing is to trust yourself. Okay, trust that inner knowing, because that is that small, still voice within that's guiding you. Precognitive dreams that happen, anybody ever had those? Yeah, definitely. Or a new idea, a creative inspiration. So I'm a singer, so my speakers are very important to me, and they were getting really heavy. I had these gigantic things, and I thought there's got to be a way to get smaller speakers. So at the time, I was a broke, starving artist, and I thought, what am I going to do here? So I asked my spirit guides, and I said, what should I do? And the next morning, I heard the word Musicland. So I looked it up, and Musicland was right down the street. I called him up and I said, I've got these really old speakers I don't know what to do with. He's like, well, bring them on in. I'll take a look at them. Well, he had brand new ones that were small and easy to carry. He said, I'll make an even trade with you, and we don't have to exchange any money at all. And I'm like, wow. Now, I would have never come up with that idea in my little limited human perspective as Carolyn. That's all I can think about. But when I open it up to the spiritual realm, it's like accessing the internet. The spiritual internet. Why not bring in that wisdom? Because they can see everything. You know, that makes our life so wonderful and glorious because it's so much easier. And then the best solution to a problem. If you're struggling with the problem, ask before you go to bed, ask before you meditate, and see what comes in, okay? But we have to get quiet so that we can get that information. Some other examples of serendipity are help comes when you need it. I remember getting a flat tire one time, and this trucker pulled up before I even had a chance to think about it. Says, ma'am, you need some help? I sure do. Fixed the tire immediately. I couldn't even think about it yet. Or another time, I needed to get my car back here. It was in San Diego, and I'm like, I really don't want to make that drive again. I've already done it 4 or 5 times. And I met somebody at the roller rink who said, you know what, I'm going to rent a car and go up and down the coast, and then I'm going to drive it back. And I'm like, you don't need to rent a car. I've got one sitting out there that I'm trying to get back here. I mean, amazing. Who could have ever thought of that happening? But it does. So meaningful coincidences, waking dreams and visions. Do you know what I'm talking about when I talk about these things? When you wake up in the morning in that twilight zone, half asleep, half awake, and you get a vision, okay? Or a word, because you're in that receptive state of mind. Those are important things to look at. Just recently, my daughter and I saw the face of a relative that we're both, thinking about. And we saw her face, and sure enough, within a day or two, she was in the hospital. And we're like, wow, we kind of knew that. So, but it was kind of nice to have those heads up with things, to know what's going to be happening. So any unexpected gift from Spirit, that's serendipity. Okay, are we pretty clear on that? Good. Whatever brings you the most joy, do that. Why? Because when you're in joy, you're in a high vibrational state. You receive more good when you're in that high appreciative state. Okay? Very important. You don't have to do what other people want you to do because they don't know what your capabilities are. They love you, but they don't know what your purpose is a lot of the time. You do. You'll know it by your passion. You'll know it by your joy. Like today, I would not want to do anything else but what I'm doing right now, because I love it, okay? So I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. The silver earring, another story. I bought myself a new pair of expensive silver earrings for an upcoming singing performance. Then I went to the YMCA Fitness Center at 10 o'clock in the morning to do my usual workout. When I emerged from the public shower, I saw that one of my pricey new purchases had disappeared from my earlobe. I thought I just had to find it. I looked all over the floor, the shower stall, and the counters, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I asked God in a desperate prayer, please help me find my earring. Such a small thing. So what? It's just a little earring, right? But I relaxed, knowing it would be taken care of. So there's the faith part of it, and belief. It's going to happen. I thought about my friend Kathy, who also had a YMCA membership, and thought she might be going there later that day. So I called her. I lost one of my new silver earrings, Kathy. Will you please see if it's around anywhere at the Y? Sure. What does it look like? It's silver and shaped like a teardrop. Later that night, after 10 o'clock, I got a call from Kathy, who sounded really excited. This was 12 hours after I'd lost my earring. I was leaving the front door of the YMCA when a woman I didn't know came running up behind me and asked me, "Is this your earring?" Kathy said, "I couldn't believe my eyes. This lady was dangling your silver teardrop earring." Okay? Never in a million years. But it happened, right? It happened. Would you ever believe that you could have a free house in San Diego, California? Is that even, on the horizon at all? I was freezing here in Minnesota one morning, and I thought, God, it sure would be nice to have a paid-for house to live in, out where it's warm, where I could write books and be unencumbered with a full-time job so I could just really do my own creative expression. Guess what? Through friends who needed somebody to clear out their parents' estate, I was able to live in a house in San Diego for 4.5 years without any rent, and they were even paying the utilities on automatic payment from the grave. Okay? So that's how I knew that I was supposed to be writing Sprinkles from Heaven, okay? Because I got every opportunity to do that. When it's your door, it's going to open easily without a lot of effort. I know we're very action-oriented people, but really it's more about vibration and allowing it to come in and receiving our good and aligning with it and believing you are worthy to have these things that you want. As simple as a tiny little earring can be taken care of, or a huge house. It's really up to your level of belief. So what are some of your experiences? I want you to think back. When have you experienced serendipity? Did you get a sign that you asked for? And are you asking? It's okay to ask, okay? Have you experienced a miracle? A lot more. They're going to keep coming. Have you ever been saved from the brink of death? I have many times, thankfully, yes. One time I was driving on a mountain road, one of those real narrow ones, out in San Diego, heading towards Arizona to go visit my daughter. And all of a sudden, as we were curving around a mountain road, the tire fell off. The whole wheel just flew off into a canyon. And we were careening out of control with sparks flying. My boyfriend was at the wheel, and we just kind of looked at each other like, well, I guess this is it. We're done. Well, we weren't done. It's like everything went into slow motion for a little bit, and we ended up on the one parking spot on the side of the mountain road, just sat there. We're like, oh my God, we're still alive. So that was a divine intervention. I know it. What he did was he went out into the canyon, and I prayed, please help him find our wheel. He went right to it. It was behind a large boulder, brought it back up, put it on, took the lug nuts off the other wheels, and we actually made it to Phoenix, Arizona to visit my daughter. Amazing. I mean, they saved my life, but they also made sure, that I've got my tire back. So asking and receiving. Very, very important. If we don't ask, we won't get it. We have to ask and be specific. So now I'm going to switch gears because I really want to pass some of this on to you, okay? I'm not the only one experiencing these things. So to raise your energy vibration to see miracles. I think part of the reason I'm more receptive now than I've ever been is because I don't watch the news. I know I'm weird. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to mass consciousness. I stay within my own little protective bubble so that I can keep my vibe high. These are some of the states that I consciously cultivate. Joy. I do the things that bring me joy, okay? I think about what I love, and I do that. I think about the people that I love, okay? And that raises my vibration. I think about peace, my own inner peace. Creativity, beauty, these are all very high vibe things. Bliss, appreciation. We just came out of Thanksgiving, and we probably thought about gratitude and how much people mean to us. I think it's important to do this every single day before you even get out of bed. What am I grateful for today? And getting in that state of gratitude and appreciation will bring more things in to be grateful and appreciative of. How to raise your vibration. Physically, what you can do is breathe deeply. Go ahead and take a deep breath right now, everybody. Let's do that 3 times. It really helps with anxiety and to calm yourself down. Whenever you need to, it's going to bring your vibe to a more calm and centered state. Okay? Smile unconditionally. Go ahead, smile. Did you need a reason? No, you don't need a reason. You can cultivate joy from within without any external influence whatsoever. Getting sunlight, drinking water, stretching upwards. I like to become like a human satellite, letting it in. If we're like this all the time, we're not open to miracles because we're not looking around. You've got to look around and connect with other people and be open and receptive to everything that life wants to give you. It's all there. Body movement, like the Qigong that we had this morning, was wonderful. Just moving around, exercising and walking, getting enough sleep. A lot of us don't do that. I go to bed early and get up early, and I feel good every day because I need that. Taking time to relax. Do you give yourself time to daydream? That's what you're bringing into your life is what you're thinking about. So it's really important to take that time to think, what do I want now? What are my goals? What's important to me? What would feel good right now? What do I love? Okay, those are important questions. Eating a nutrient-rich, moderate food of mostly raw organic fruits and vegetables. Food that makes you feel good and energized. Not food that makes you feel heavy or sleepy or groggy or sick, okay? You know what those are. If you tune into your body, you'll know. And refraining from alcohol, drugs, and smoking. I know those things were issues for me early on, but I haven't drank in like 36 years now, so not an issue. How is your vibe today? How is it? Yeah? Is it getting bigger and better? The universe doesn't speak English or Spanish or French. It speaks frequency. So when you're walking around in the world, you have a unique fingerprint frequency, okay? And only you can bring that up. Nobody else can do that for you, okay? They can love you, they can support you, but it's up to you to bring up your own vibration. And there are many rewards in doing so. How to raise your vibration. Make a gratitude list of positive aspects daily. Look for the good. There could be 9 things going wrong, but I'm asking you to look at that one thing that's going right and really focus on that, because that's going to help get rid of some of those other 9 things. They can't vibrate at that higher level. They can't come in, okay? You stay high, a lot of that's going to change, and it'll change without any action on your part whatsoever. It's just your vibe, okay? Do you believe that? Yeah? Good. Think positive thoughts of best outcomes. A lot of times we go into a situation and we think, oh God, I don't know, it might go like this, it might go like that, and we get into fear. Think about what you want to have happen and intend it. Intend it. consciously, deliberately, and your chances are much better that it'll go that way instead of the other way. Write the 20 most remarkable things about you. Why not? A lot of people are hard on themselves. We expect perfection when that is not part of the human experience. Let's just be happy with progress. Let's be thrilled with just overcoming some hardship or an addiction or a problem that we've been having for a long time, okay? Give ourselves a break. Write down those wonderful things about you. Be here now, aware in the present moment. Just being mindful. How do you feel right now? What do you want today? What does your day look like? Thinking about those things. Love, forgiveness, and acceptance of yourself and others. Very high vibe. If something hurts you, let it go quickly. Don't dwell in it. I used to do this. And I'd be upset for days because I'm very empathic and intuitive. And when something hurtful would happen to me, I would just go, oh, God, that's horrible. And I learned to just let it go. Let it go, move on quickly. Get back into the positive vibe as soon as you can, okay? Set your intention to be joyful on purpose and trust that the universe is for you. It has your back. It wants you to have everything that you really want. It's there for you, okay? Listen and silent are spelled with the same letters. Think about it. How can we hear if we're always talking? I spend a lot of time in silence because that's where my answers come. That's where my intuition comes. That's where my dreams come, okay? And I love it. Some people have a hard time with this. My friend Nina out in San Diego, she had on the computer going on, the radio, the TV, all at the same time. I'm like, how can you hear what God wants for you with all that noise? So we want to get quiet and just spend a little time. Some people meditate for 15, 20 minutes a day. That's all that's needed. It doesn't have to be an hour-long thing. As long as you can quiet yourself down and get centered, then you're in that space. Another way to be receptive, aware, and open, turn off the TV, the radio, the computer, the phone. Take a break for yourself. Spend time alone in silence and listen. What do you hear? Meditate, contemplate, and pray. Walk quietly or sit still in nature. Appreciate life. Say thank you. Thank you for everything. Like this morning, I was like, thank you for this opportunity to share my stories. Thank you for my family being here. I've been gone a long time, and I feel so grateful to be reconnected with my family again. Just everything that I can be appreciative of. It's all there if we look for it. Using mantras, affirmations, and chanting, whatever gets you in that high vibe place is perfectly fine. Focus on spirit and seek that connection. It's there all the time. It doesn't go away. We do. Trust your gut reaction, your nudges, and your persistent feelings. If you feel led to go do something, go do it. If your brain's telling you to take a left because there's no right turn, that sign's right there, but your gut's saying take the right, take the right, take the right. Okay? I can't tell you how many experiences I've had from just going with my intuition, even though it made no rational sense whatsoever. Take a right, okay? Show me a sign. Are you asking? Please show me a sign. When you have a big decision to make, look for those guidance posts, because they're there for you, okay? How many of you have issues with clutter? You don't have to raise your hand. We want to get rid of some of that clutter. A lot of it's really old, stuck, stagnant energy from the past. Doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is now and the future. Okay, so you don't need to have all that stuff around. You can simplify your life, gain focus, order, and clarity. That'll help you get your vibe higher too. Continue your spiritual practices to be a channel, whatever that is. It can be anything that you feel connected to, okay? And imagine that you are that satellite receiver for signals, because you are. Always tuned in. All right, so this is the part where we start letting go of some of those old lower vibe things that we do. And I'm going to challenge you to look at that list. If you can see it, it's kind of small because there's a lot of them. And I want you to eliminate one of those things from your life. I'm challenging you, okay? Take one of those things, alcohol and drugs, junk food, fast food, okay? Anything that gets in the way, processed food, lots of organ meats, heavy metal, hard rap, toxic cleaning products, all of those things, negative and judgmental attitudes and words, okay? These are all things that lower our vibration if we hang out there. It's okay to have this happen, quickly, like something, you get hurt or somebody cuts you off in traffic and you're like, oh, okay, I got scared. But instead of giving them one finger, give them two. Okay. Peace. You're all right, okay? You have a choice in that matter of how you want to handle that situation. So look at all these things here, draining relationships. Sometimes we just stay with people out of habit. But really, if you feel drained after being with them, it's maybe not the best anymore. I mean, once or twice, that's fine, but if it's a constant drain on your energy, you might want to be around more people who are supportive of you, who believe in your dreams and want to help you. Okay. Yelling, arguing, all that stuff that we see on television. A lot of that. I haven't been around it in a long time. So are you getting an idea of what all this is? Tragedy, trauma, losses, resentment. I mean, we're going to experience this. This is part of our human condition, right? But do we have to dwell there? Do we have to live there? Do we have to stay there? No, we don't. We can move forward. But it takes conscious effort to do that. I want you to feel good. Feel good more of the time by letting some of this stuff go. So have you looked at the list? Have you decided on something that you're going to let go of? One thing? Not all of it all at once, but one thing, moving in that forward direction, okay? If it hurts to think about it, let it go. Think thoughts that feel good and empowering, right? We talk about empowerment here at Lake Harriet Spiritual Community. Empowered people are happy people. Happy people give. They give service to others. Imagine if everybody here was living their best life. You were doing exactly what you want to be doing. You're being joyful and passionate about it. Wouldn't it be a better place for all of us if everybody was doing that? Definitely, definitely. All right, now the list we've all been waiting for, the best. Save the best for last, which is really hard to read. But this is on my website, carolynjaynes.com, so you can go up there and get it and even download a mini ebook that's on there for you. It's free, that helps you how to raise your vibration. It also has this presentation on it, so go there and get that, because this is where it is. I'm going to read it from my list. All right. Well, that's small too. So here's some things you can do to tune up your vibe now, okay? You probably know some things already about yourself and what you do to tune up your vibe. Eat those raw superfoods, especially greens. Life-giving enzymes, things that heal our bodies, okay? They make you feel good. They give light to your eyes. You can tell when someone's healthy. They're eating those foods. Their auras are brighter, okay? I can see it a lot of times with people, how bright their auras are. If they're smoking or drinking, it's a little bit smaller, it's shrinking, it's a little gray. When they get rid of all that stuff and they're eating healthy, their auras are bright and shiny, okay, and bigger. So we're talking about things like beets, which I don't like, watermelon, figs, nuts, vegetables, anything that makes you feel energized is really good for you. Drinking a lot of water, keep flushing out your system, going out and getting sun and air. Decaffeinating yourself, especially if you have anxiety. Don't want to be drinking a lot of caffeine. It makes you shaky, okay? Stop acting on addictions. Letting some of that stuff go. And we are a very addictive society. I was a drug and alcohol counselor, so I know about it. I taught DUI classes too. So, I mean, we try to look for that high vibration from things outside of ourselves, from substances, and it's not there. The answer's inside of us, digging deep into our spiritual core, your divinity, and living from that space is what brings it in. Breathing deeply, we talked about that. Giving and getting hugs. How many of you like getting hugs? All right. Doesn't that make you feel good? The first day I came here, everybody hugged everybody. It was awesome. Yeah. I thought, oh, I like it here. We get hugs. Doing affirmations. A lot of people are really hard on themselves. You know, we make a mistake and we beat ourselves up. Again, we're not supposed to be perfect. I want you to praise yourself for all the wonderful work that you're doing. I mean, look at what you've been through in your life already and how much courage it took to get to where you are now. Everything that you've overcome, all those hardships and losses and traumas and tragedies. You know, you've been through a lot already. Give yourself some credit for that, for what you've accomplished already, for the good relationships that you have in your life. You did that. For your career, everything that you've done so far. Praise yourself. It's not easy living here. So I want you to really give yourself that pat on the back. You'll feel better too. We talked a lot about sitting in silence and meditating. How many of you are meditating on a regular basis? Good, wonderful. That's probably why you're here, right? Nature. Do you know how good you feel when you get out and walk by the lakes or the ocean, in the woods, getting near that beautiful earth energy? I loved seeing the trees change color this year because I haven't seen that in a long time. And I was walking along Lake Calhoun and I saw these brilliant red trees and I'm just like, wow! It's like I'd never seen them before. They were so brand new. Like, wow, that's so beautiful. And I took it for granted when I used to live here. Listening to positive music. Do you think that might be like hateful rap or hard music with a lot of downer lyrics? No. What do you think high vibe music would sound like? Meditation music, classical, jazz, anything that uplifts you, love songs. Okay, what kind of music are you listening to? What kind of shows are you watching? Are you coming out of the movie theater sobbing because it was such a sad movie? Are you coming out laughing because you went to see a comedy? You're doing that to yourself with your thoughts and your feelings. Okay? Yoga and stretching, we did that this morning. That was really good. Getting sunlight. Doing whatever makes you happy. What makes you happy? Anybody? What? Dancing makes you happy. Yeah, exactly. Walking her dogs in the woods makes her happy. What else?
Music.
Any kind? Music, yes. Uplifting music, exactly. So are you going to do more of that? What's stopping you? Only you, right? Only you. You're in charge of your life. You get to decide what you're going to do. Practicing kindness and generosity. I noticed when I was depressed, if I would go out and do something nice for somebody else, I always felt better. I remember standing in front of a Subway sandwich shop, and there was a young man out there obviously begging for food, and I had a coupon in my purse, buy one sandwich, get one free. I said, hey, dude, you want a sandwich? And I'm like, yeah. Didn't cost me anything either. I mean, I just went in and he got his own sandwich. So, I mean, it's so easy to be kind to other people. You know, it's so easy to smile. Why do we want to frown? It takes more energy. You know, let's look at life in the happier way. Like, you know, we can complain about the snow when it comes, or we can say, wow, isn't that beautiful? Look at those crystals. It's amazing. And each one's different. What is your creativity and your passion? What do you do that just makes time fly? You don't even realize it until you go, oh my gosh, I've been sitting here writing for 12 hours now. I didn't even realize it. Awesome. Those are the things you want to do more of. The things that make you really happy and blissful. Feeling love, showing your love, doing what you love. Those are all things that are going to tune up your vibe. Okay? I think you got a pretty good idea about what this was all about now. You're going to trust your nudges, okay? Trust your intuition. Ask for signs, and then be receptive to get them. You need to get quiet and watch. They might not come right away, although I have had some come right away. I was walking along the ocean one time, and I said, oh, it'd be really nice to find a sand dollar. I hadn't seen any nothing, not even hardly a shell as I'm walking along. And as soon as I said that, I would really love to get a sand dollar. The wave came in, it dropped a sand dollar, and it went back out, and I went, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Wow. I mean, you're going to feel so powerful when you start doing these things. And you don't have any power over any other person, okay? You can't use this on anybody else, okay? It's just for you. Another time I went down there and I said, well, you know, if I could get one, maybe I could get a whole bunch more, right? So I said, I would like to manifest a lot of these things. And I want to make some new friends, too. And I'm just walking along again. This lady comes up to me, and she's like, would you like some sand dollars? She's got a whole bag of them, like a dozen of them. And I'm like, oh, my God, this stuff really works. And fast, sometimes really fast. And we ended up having coffee together, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not special. This can work for everybody. But we got to keep our vibe high. We got to be receptive and listen and let it in, okay? How are we doing for time?
Thank you all for being here today. Just want to honor you and let you know how grateful I am for everyone on my path. I've had a lot of help. And we are a community, and we all are here to help each other, to expand, to grow. And so I'm going to honor you with this song.
Cold there in my shadow, to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, 'cause that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero, and everything I would like to be? And I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. And I can fly higher than an eagle, but you are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wished I could be. Oh, and I can fly higher than an eagle, my wings. For you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Fly away. You let me fly so high. Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly, so high against the sky, so high I almost touch the sky. Thank you, thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, loving universe, for bringing us all together today. We are going to look for all of the wonderful blessings that you give us each and every day, and that they will multiply as we notice all the signs from Spirit that come our way today. We are now more aware and enlightened. Our vibration is higher than it's ever been before, and we will keep going. Grateful, appreciative, loving kindness. Thank you, God, for everything you give to us. Amen. And so it is.